and welcome to Horror Rewind. This is Kelly Florence.
And I'm Meg Hofdahl.
And today we're talking about what we've been watching lately. We've been watching a ton of stuff, not all of it horror, but we've been living the good life, I would say. We've got a lot of content.
Well, it's getting chilly out there. We got to start, watching more TV. That's my justification.
That's every day for me.
I'm really excited. I want to tell you about this movie that I watched.
Tell me everything.
Okay.
Say more words right now.
What's that?
Say more words right now.
Okay, I'm going to. Okay, so first I have to shout out to Zach, who works in the same workplace as my husband. And he listens to the podcast and he wrote down the name of a movie and gave it to Luke and said, tell Meg to watch this movie. And I had never heard of it before. And maybe you have seen it, but it's called Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon.
Okay, I'm writing it down.
Yeah.
Also, friends, just a fair warning, we're not going to spoil anything.
No, I don't want to. Yeah, I'm not going to spoil this because I want you to watch it.
Repeat the title. Behind the Mask. What?
Behind the Mask: The Rise of Leslie Vernon.
Okay.
And it's from 2005, and I've never heard of it. So I don't even know how to explain it, but you were right, Zach. I really liked it. It is like if Christopher Guest made a slasher. So it's mockumentary style. It's a kind of meta. It's in the world that slashers exist. So Jason Voorhees is real. Like slashers are real in this world. Michael Myers and Leslie Vernon is a slasher who's just starting out, and a camera crew is following him around.
Oh my God, this is hilarious. It's like what we do in the shadows meets something.
Yeah. So it's crazy. I can't believe I've never heard of it. I think you're going to enjoy it. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm going to watch it immediately.
Yeah, I was like, okay, Kelly has to see this. So I'm very interested to hear what you think, but yeah, shout out to Zach. You were right. So next time you see Luke at work, give him some more suggestions for me.
Nice.
Yes.
Now I'm going to tell you something that I watched. Campbell and I watched it the last weekend. It's on Netflix. It's called There's Someone Inside Your House.
Okay.
And if you I was seeing people post about it on Twitter. Because the killer is wearing a mask that's made to look like the victim. So it looks like you're being murdered by yourself.
Ew, I love it.
Yeah. And it's a slasher. And I'm not going to give anything away. You need to watch it. It is so much fun. And again, a really great premise of I just love non-linear storytelling. They keep going back into the past of this main character, and you're getting bits and pieces, and you don't really get the whole story until the very end. And it's so good. It was so much fun.
Okay, I'm definitely watching that. See, we're just helping each other out.
Yeah. And the world. Nice? We're helping
the world.
Now, something that you go ahead.
No, I just wanted to also note that in Behind the Mask, Zelda Rubinstein is a librarian.
Oh,
it's so cute. Okay, sorry.
I love that. Now, something we watched together. Well, I guess I watched it first and then rewatched part of it with you, was Squid Game. We're not going to spoil anything, but that was a fun journey.
It was. It's funny. I was in an Uber and I was talking to the Uber driver, and she's like, "Would you consider Squid Game horror?" And I'm like, "Yeah," but I think it's interesting that people are questioning whether it's horror or not.
Right.
Which I think is kind of funny.
And then it's funny too, because it always surprises me when something that I think is so obviously horror crosses into just regular people are watching it. Yeah.
I know.
They're not necessarily horror fans.
They're regular folks. I know. And the thing is, regular folks, a lot of them don't want to admit that they want something that was horror. Yeah. So they have this inner struggle, but I'm telling you, it is horror. I think what made that so popular was the putting yourself in the shoes. Like,
Oh yeah.
what would I do? Because, okay, so I said to Luke, I'm like, which game would you choose if you had to choose any of those games? And he chose the red light, green light because he thinks he would do a good job at it.
Okay.
And I chose the honeycomb one. And he's like, that's the dumbest one to choose. That's the hardest one. I'm like, no, I'm like, it's not physical, really. Like,
And you don't have to be, physically strong like tug of war.
Yeah.
You don't have to be clever like marbles.
It's like you have to be patient and you have to like, so what would you choose?
I would also choose that one.
Yeah. He's like and then I'm like, you can't sit still. Like, how are you going to be still during red light, green light? And then he showed me how he would do it. So
okay. Well, we need video footage of this.
Yeah.
There is a TikTok version that you can like test yourself. It's a filter. So maybe he can do that and we'll put it on our TikTok for everyone.
Yeah.
So the other thing, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say Squid Game is good. I like the characters, and I mean, I know it was brutal, but what else is new? That's what we watch all the time. So a lot of people are like, oh my god, it's so brutal, and I'm like, I guess I'm just used to it.
But that's also though,
and that's the point
where
right?
the humanity lies. It's like, oh my god, these are real people.
Exactly. There was a good lesson wrapped up in there.
Definitely. Now, another thing that we have been watching separately is the new TV series Chucky. And this isn't a spoiler, but Meg, you tweeted this and I agree. Chucky dressed as Hello Kitty, trick-or-treating, like be still my heart.
Oh my gosh. I just want Chucky to come trick-or-treat at my house.
Isn't he so cute?
I always forget how much I love Chucky.
I know.
Because I don't know what it is. I think that some of the sequels I didn't love, even though I've watched a lot of them. And then I don't know. I feel like I just need to admit that I love Chucky so much.
I know.
Like, it's just like, Meg, stop. Why are you getting in your own way about Chucky? And Brad Dourif, I love him.
Oh my god, I know.
Oh my gosh. So what do you, without giving spoilers, what do you think of the show so far?
I think it's a lot of fun. And I'm enjoying it. And Campbell and I are watching it together. And he too I don't even know. I don't think he's seen the original. He saw the remake.
Oh, okay.
A couple summers ago.
Yeah, which is good too. Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, this is going like with original canon and everything. And so now he would like to go back and watch, the original.
Yeah. So
we'll do that. So you know what? We're building horror fans left and right.
Yes. I love I feel like we've gone a couple episodes without me objectifying a man. So here I go.
Oh boy.
I like Daddy Devon Sawa. He looks good. Looks good. I'm sorry, but like Daddy.
Also, it's funny because I'm like, Campbell, that's the guy who was like the main guy in Final Destination. He's like, how old is he? We're all mortal, okay?
I know. I was telling Luke, I'm like, I don't like that Devon Sawa's the dad. I'm like, his kid in the show is literally the age of my kid, and for some reason, I find that disturbing. Even though, like we're all probably
the same age. Like,
I know. It's like, get over it.
I know. It's fine.
But he looks good. That's the point.
Yeah,
and I'm enjoying it. I think it's cheeky. It has the good Chucky humor, but it's also like good slashery moments. I like the main kid in it, and I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah, me too. Something that Campbell and I did, I guess a couple weekends ago now, we wanted to watch some classic horror that he hasn't seen. So we watched Sleepaway Camp. He loved it. And he's like, can we watch the sequels? And I'm like, I've only seen the sequels once. Probably
I don't think I've seen. Maybe I've seen Sleepaway too. No, I don't think. Okay, yes, tell me.
So here's the thing. The only problem is, there's probably more than this problem. The only problem in my mind is there's just so many boobs because that was the era. But like, Angela's a freaking serial killer, and like you get to see a woman killing people in 2 movies. Like, I enjoyed the heck out of it. It's so fun, Meg. It's so fun.
So you watched 2 and 3?
We watched, all 3.
Okay.
But I
didn't watch those.
Yeah, you need to. I didn't remember, like, loving them so much, you know, the first time I saw them.
Oh,
But like, I was like, okay, this is, I know it's not feminist, but like to have a woman serial killer, that's fun. Like how
that
many
is
women
fun.
slashers do we have? Angela is an
I
icon.
know we don't have a lot of female slashers,
And
if
you
any.
know, I know that she's trans and I know that how she became trans was problematic. You know, all
Yeah,
that being said, and we've written about it in our books, but
yeah.
it's so much fun. 2 and 3. If
Okay,
I'm
I'm definitely gonna
canceled
check
for
them out.
thinking that, I'm sorry.
No, I'm gonna check those out. I can handle boobs. It's fine. It was kind of nice for Dexter and I watched Halloween and Halloween 2, the original ones the other day, and it was through AMC, like on demand. It was nice because they just cut out all the boobs.
Yeah.
So it was kind of nice because I didn't have to be like, watching that with him with the boobs.
Right.
But
And not
now
that
he
there's
calls it
anything wrong with boobs. I just
no,
don't want
there's
women
nothing wrong with boobs.
objectified.
It's just awkward to watch with your son, like,
Yeah.
and now he calls the sex scene sneaky time.
Oh
So
boy.
he'll be like, "Oh, they're being sneaky."
Is he still calling it slurping?
Yeah, that too.
Oh God.
But I think he really appreciated how Michael Myers was annoyed by sneaky time.
Yeah.
So I think he felt good about that. So now I guess I need to get him watching Friday the 13th too.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of sneaky time being disrupted by machetes.
I love horror. I love this
Me
genre that
too.
we've decided to build our lives around.
Oh my God. What if you just woke up tomorrow and you don't like horror anymore?
Who would I even be? It's like,
Live, laugh, love.
oh boy.
Sorry.
I know. I know my personality is the things that I like, but like if your personality isn't, then what is your personality? I don't get it. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what would we like. We'd have to like something else if we don't like horror.
I guess. I mean, people like other things. Who are these people?
Right?
Just kidding. We interact with other people. We know what's going on.
Yes.
We're just being silly.
But I think it would be bad if like one of us didn't like horror anymore. We couldn't tell the other one. You can tell me if you don't like horror anymore, but
that's never gonna happen.
Sad.
Unless I get like a brain injury and I lose my memory.
Okay.
But I think it's in my DNA.
If you do that, like I will bring every VHS and we'll watch them all for the first time.
Oh, there's an upside to amnesia is that you get to read other things.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm just trying to make a bright
Kelly's like waking up and I'm like, Kelly, Bo Burnham's here to see you. And you're like, who? And I'm like, the love of your life.
And
your husband
you
too.
could trick me. No, you could trick me into saying that we're already married and I'd believe it.
Oh yeah.
I guess I would just have to deal with it. This is a really great prank. Are you in? He'd be like, I'm in. It's like performance art.
Yeah. The only thing I have to do is make you have amnesia first.
That's Meg hitting me with a blunt object. Like, okay, this is good. We're recording this on Zoom right now. What if I saw behind me you, like a doppelganger of you, like someone is in your house and you hit me over the head.
But I'm wearing a mask of you.
Yeah.
I have your face.
That we're writing this movie right now. It's happening. All in order.
We always get our best ideas while we're recording this.
Yes. And we're not even drinking, friends. It's the middle of the day. This is a sober.
Can you imagine?
Just come to a brainstorming session after we've had a couple beers. Like,
oh, we think we're so funny.
Think being the hot take there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know. I've been watching a lot of Tales from the Crypt. Yeah. And so I'm not going to get into it, but it's very interesting because I'm watching the last season, which is season 7. And they changed the whole first 6 seasons are in America, like filmed in America, American actors. And now the 7th season is in England with British actors. And I'm like, why? So I looked it up and I really can't find a good answer because it's more expensive. And basically they interviewed the showrunner and he's British. So I think he just wanted to go home. And he was like, well,
like X-Files going to LA.
Yeah, it was like it gave us new opportunities and stuff, but there's been some good, like, Ewan McGregor was in an episode, and there's been some good cameos, but I was just like, what is happening? It doesn't feel like Tales from the Crypt. And maybe that's why it got canceled. I don't know. Because it's the last season. But I still really am enjoying it. It's a nice show to have on when I'm like cleaning and doing stuff. So
Nate and I watched a couple episodes. Well, it's probably a couple years ago now because time flies, for the podcast. And they were a couple of his favorites, but I like a lot of them. I mean,
what do you remember?
Well, the one with Tim Curry.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one? I can't remember anymore.
Have you seen the one with John Lovitz? I love that one.
But not lately. What is it?
Yeah. It's like he is trying to he's this like struggling actor who they say is like not good looking enough or whatever. And he wants this role, but like he thinks he's going to be Hamlet, but he's actually going to be Yorick. So they like cut off his head. And
I love that. I love it.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. So
it's good.
I love a good anthology.
Yeah, me too. Can't go wrong there.
Hey, speaking of, if you haven't picked up a copy of Meg's latest short story collection, Twisted Reveries 3, make sure to place an order. And also you can DM Meg and she'll get you a signed copy. It's the holidays are coming up. Give it as a gift.
Yeah, exactly. Who doesn't love short stories? And I really like how he transitioned there. That was awesome.
Thanks. And also, DM us for any of our books, our Science Up series, because we're ready. We're ready for your shopping needs.
That's right. That's us. And just keep checking our website and our social medias for book signings, because you never know where we're going to be. Sometimes we don't even know where we are.
Right now.
Yeah. Wearing a mask of your face. I'm obsessed with this. I have to watch this movie now.
No, you do. It's very clever and fun. And I mean, again, it's not like the greatest movie of all time, but I enjoyed the heck out of it.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
We watched it on a Saturday morning and I'm like, this is a great day.
That's perfect. That sounds really good, especially because it's the middle of a weekday right now and I have work to do, and it's like F.
Well, friends, we hope that wherever you are, that you're well, that you're staying safe, that you're happy, that you're healthy. And we are always looking for recommendations, and we trust fellow horror fans. So give us more and then we'll talk about it on the podcast.
Yep. Sounds good.
Until next time, we'll see you in the horror section.
Bye.